Pierre, on Captain Win is a horse who seemingly is really enjoying his racing at the moment. A couple of runs so far this season. Both have been very good in defeat.
Yes, last run was brilliant. He just lost to two very good horses, and I hope he can do it again this Sunday.
Just talk me through the run, Pierre, obviously from your perspective as a trainer, 'cause he just looked that little bit keen last time.
Just at the midway, when Vincent thought he's tried to slow off a bit, then he give a few stride, and then he got a bit keen. I just have to remember Vincent next time. Bear in mind he gets a little bit keen during the trip. If he relaxes and pick it up in the straight, he'll finish off much better.
He's looking, Pierre, like quite a versatile horse ground-wise as well. I mean, that was yielding ground last time, but he's equally as adept on good, isn't he?
Yeah, it doesn't matter for him. Just hopefully the pace is good enough for him. The pace is on, and he'll have a very good finish.
You seem to have him going in a sort of a real decent vein of form at the moment, Pierre. I know you send him up to Chung far and back. Is he the type of horse that probably needs that and enjoys that?
He definitely enjoys that, and he's a big horse. He needed the trip to keep him light, so hopefully he can be lighter tomorrow when he comes back.
I know these Class 3s are never easy, but this one on paper doesn't look the deepest in the world. Looks like he's got a decent opportunity to try and tick that Class 3 box.
Yes, definitely that's our plan, to win in Class 3. He runs well in the last two races, so hopefully we can get it this time.
Elevate the status a little bit, of course. The feature races are Group 2, the Shartin Trophy. I must ask you about Galaxy Patch. He's back in action. Finished the year off in great style last season. You must be thoroughly looking forward to getting him back on course.
Oh yeah, just can't wait. His first run is Group 2, and I'm looking for a very good warm-up run. We tried him 4 times, and he seems settled enough, fit enough, but this is not the best of him yet, because last season we have so many runs in him, and hopefully with this time we will give him a good run, and we'll look forward to the next 2.
Outside of his last couple of performances last season, Pierre, obviously 2 Group 3 wins that did look mightily impressive. Prior to that, he'd run some very good races over varying trips, and he sort of fell into the category that, you know, could be anything almost. I guess mixing it now with the big boys must fill you and his connections with plenty of excitement, because I suppose, well, you're his trainer, you can tell me a bit more, but I mean, how untapped is he still?
Well, he's still showing me a little bit of greenness, so hopefully during the next 3 runs he can adapt a little bit more. Of course, he can stay in trip. We might go a little bit further on him next year and see how far he can get up to.
Lyle Hewitson, we've got a pretty good race coming up on the weekend. It's the Shartin Trophy, of course. You're going to ride Chancheng Gloria, a horse you know really well. You must be excited to get back on board him.
Yeah, absolutely thrilled. He's obviously been a horse that's done a lot for me since getting here, with quite a few winners, and run well in between those as well. And I just, as an individual, I've always loved him since day one. So it's just great to be aboard him, especially in such a nice race coming up.
I know obviously last season, through sort of circumstance, etc. I mean, he had a varying sort of range of jockeys. Obviously you were one of them and had success on him. He won 6 last year. You made no secret though, after his Griffin year, to me anyway, that you thought this was a good horse, and I suppose great to see what he was able to do last season.
Yeah, I think what was impressive is that he won 1,000 first up, and I think I was confident in his ability, but the fact that he could do it over 1,000 when he was still a bit raw was very impressive. And then he just blossomed from there, especially when we put on the headgear in the new season. And I think that he just keeps taking a step forward every time he steps out. So, you know, I don't know if we've reached the ceiling yet. We sort of did think we had at the top of Class 3, and then something just clicked into gear again, and he stepped up a few more levels. So, yeah, he's a fantastic horse, lovely to ride, and a very talented individual.
Now a Class 1 winner, of course, finishing off the year in good style when Zach rode him. Trial, tell me about his trial, because I mean he's going to mix it with some big boys this weekend, but the trial looked very good.
Yeah, I think the trial showed everything, showed his well-being. We just gave him a quiet time in the first half of the trial and let him work home just off the bridle, and I think he showed that he was in fine fettle. He felt really good, and once again felt like he had taken a step forward in terms of his progression. So mentally and physically, he's, in my opinion at least, he's improved, and he's probably in for another very competitive and successful season.
You'd be fully aware, Lyle, obviously, of the sort of the quality of the competition. It's not going to be easy, this first Group 2 of the season, but in your horse, you've got obviously a competitive horse, an honest horse, and certainly looks to go in there with a strong chance, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's a Group 2. Of course, it's going to be full of quality, and everyone deserves their chance in the field. But in handicap terms, that obviously him coming in with the bottom weight is certainly an advantage to him. He's tactically versatile. We can put him in front, outside the leader, a couple of pairs back, it doesn't matter, which is probably one of the things in his arsenal that he's got over one or two of his competitors. But he's a lovely horse, and I think he's certainly up to this level on handicap terms.
Mark Newnham, Silo went a better race last time. He's only had the 3 runs for you, but you must have been pleased with the better showing.
Yeah, look, it was a much more positive run. We put the cheek pieces on him and rode him a little more aggressively, which certainly helped. He's still a colt, so just needed something to help him focus a bit. Look, I don't think leading is necessarily where he needs to be, but in the race the other day there was no pace, so Brenton made the right decision. And look, I think he's come on well from the run.
Just given that he is a colt, Mark, I mean, 2 runs he's had so far this season, have they just sharpened him up, do you feel?
Oh, definitely, and they do carry a bit more weight, so he's needed those, and he should be pretty close to his peak on Sunday.
I guess that he seems that sort of adaptable type horse, as you say. Obviously was able to roll forward last time, and you have held him up. Just going back to his form previously, of course, in another life he raced in Singapore. I mean, it was pretty handy form. He was group placed as a juvenile, and he did win over 14, so he's got ticked in a lot of boxes, hasn't he?
Yeah, look, he was very consistent there, and obviously, look, coming here, he's had to come up a grade really from the form in Singapore, but he's quite capable, and look, I think he'll probably even run a mile.
How much more do you feel the cheek pieces have sort of brought out in him, if anything?
Oh, I think it just keeps him a little more, a little more focused, especially jumping out of the gate. His first couple of runs, he was a little bit slow away and didn't muster speed, but the other day he was much more positive out.
Frankie Law, Bottomuptogether, a runner for you in the Class 2. Just your overall assessment of his seasonal reappearance.
Last time he carried a big weight and nearly win, finished second. And now he's go up to Class 2 lightweight. I think should be better for him because he's not a big horse, so lightweight should be better.
Frankie, I wanted to ask you just about the way he carries himself. I mean, he looks to have a slightly higher head carriage, and I know Zach has said before that he can be that little bit keen. Does he have one or two little sort of idiosyncratic traits that maybe need ironing out potentially?
Yeah, I think so. He's a little bit clean, we know, but I think if 1200, I think it's still okay. Later on, maybe we need to go up to a little bit further, 14, 16. Maybe we need to give him some gears, maybe tongue tie or coastal span, something like that. Yeah.
You mentioned obviously going up in grade down to Class 2 with a lightweight. I mean, obviously the handicapper has put you up, so you have to run in this race. But you've always had quite a high opinion of this horse, haven't you? And I guess you'd be hoping he can match up in Class 2.
I think so. When you carry lightweight, I think it should be different. Yeah.
Just looking at the race, I mean, it's obviously a strong race. You'd be fully respectful of your rivals here. I mean, it's not going to be an easy race to try and win, but I guess the handicap brings them together a bit, doesn't it?
Yes, this is a strong race. Depends by the draw. If we got a better draw, maybe the chance is better, yeah.
He's a very interesting. I think you had Matthew Chadwick gallop him. What was Matthew's sort of opinion of the horse?
Yeah, he said he got a big stripe, and he had a little bit head up, but not too bad. And he also said later on he should be can go a little further the distance, yeah.
Yeah, well, he looks a very interesting horse. Of course, plenty of time. I must ask you as well on the card. We've got the Chancheng Trophy. You've got another Together. You've got Happy Together returning. What a great season he had last term.
Yes, last season he win 5 times for me. I tried him 2 times in Chongfa. He still looks okay, looks good, and this race is quite strong also. And to see how it's after race, yeah.
I guess, Frankie, with how high he's got in the ratings, etc., that you have to start in this type of race, don't you? Because he's done so well.
Yeah. Now it's 110, so we're also looking for a mile or 2,000 for maybe international race. Yeah.